All right, family, peace and blessings. I'm taking some time tonight to uh, come to you all. I got a few things I want to say, and I entitled this a lot of things, but it's about remembering and honoring. And because Mother's Day is coming up this week, it's an awesome holiday. I think there should always be a day in which we honor mothers and that energy of mothers. Um, for a lot of people, um, we do that once a year. Um, some people do it every morning. Like every morning when I get up, I am honoring and talking to not just my mom, but my grandma and my great grandma. I mean, I say their names every morning when I get up and greet them at my ancestral altar. Um, I just know I have to talk to them. I have to greet them and say thank you. And so I'm just taking just this evening just to talk a little bit about that energy of mothers. And when I say mother, I'm talking about people who are what I call sacred portals. They have, whether you use your sacred portal or not, I'm talking about the womb family, for which all life comes. Um, and I just think sometimes we need little reminders because Mother's Day is this Sunday. We got to keep in mind of those who mothers are no longer here, people who missed their mothers. Maybe they didn't get to know their mom, or maybe they haven't had the strongest relationship with their mother. Um, Maybe there was people in school who mothered them. But we got to keep in mind that Mother's Day for a lot of people is not always this beautiful holiday. Sometimes it's really hard. I was talking with my baby sister today, and she was telling me that she's been talking with people who don't have mothers, who did not grow up with their mothers, or whose mothers died early, or maybe they was in foster home and they didn't really know their moms. And I think sometimes we got to stop for a minute and consider on this day that even though we're going to be celebrating our mothers, some of us won't be able to do that. So we got to keep those people close to our hearts and we got to remember them, especially those who didn't necessarily have a mom or a mother figure like this picture. Like if you know my work, you know all of my work is around girls and woman. That's what my work is really about. So this picture I picked, this is a grandma hands picture. I remember being around mamas like the one in this picture. Now, some people haven't had that experience, but I have. I'm so grateful. So whether it was my own mother or, Miss Lillian Mobley or Miss Jenny, you know what I'm saying? These are people who mothered on a lot of people, like, nurtured them and loved them and cared for them. You know what I mean? And some others who've lost children. Thank you, sis. I didn't even think about that. We have people who have had children and now their children are gone. And so Mother's Day for them is hard. So as we think about this holiday, keep in mind those people who mothers are now ancestors, who, don't really know their moms too much. Like, um, let's talk about that power role just a little bit, family, just a little bit. I want to talk about that absolute sacred power of mothering. See, we live in this society, family, that we dress up a lot of stuff. We think everything when it comes to woman is somehow a cosmetic journey, like is all about, what makes a woman is her lipstick or her pumps, or really that does not make a woman at all. This is some pictures from grandma hands. And every year I'm always trying to honor the mothers in our communities because here's the real truth, family. If it was not for them laboring to conceive us, laboring uh, uh, to bring us in through that sacred portal into this life time. If it wasn't for those who did it and really couldn't even afford to do it, you know what I mean? That's something we gotta really, really think about. And sometimes we don't. We sometimes think that you know, uh, A mother means someone who has birthed someone and carried them all the way to term. Excuse me. That's part of it. That's absolute part of it. But mothering is what you do when you hear how you nurture, how you love, how you take care of, how you protect, how you guide along the way. Uh, I think of when your mother has labored for you, like this picture of this young mother at the time. Look how she's kissing her baby. If you understood that experience, if you understood what goes into the labor of bringing new life into the world, that's something very powerful. So on Mother's Day, if you all of us know somebody, we have a lot of systems in place in America, but the system we have not mastered yet is the system of including people, of considering people when we have holidays that could be a little touchy, and Mother's Day is humongous. Dad's Day is great. Don't get it twisted. But there's something about Mother's Day. There's something about remembering people who labored for you, who made it their business to make sure that you were okay. So when we think of Mother's Day, we know there's a lot of people who, they don't have their mamas right now. They do not, you know. Some of us have people in our lives who showed up for us, just like this picture right here, you know. I love this picture because here is a young woman uh, with her mom or grandmama. We don't know who this woman really is. I don't know. But I could look at that picture, and that's a good example of the mothering that takes place in our community when we stand in those cracks for other people who wanted to be there, who, for whatever circumstance, just could not. We still have to honor that life force. Sometimes it's the person's job to get you here, right? But then all of us jump in and we mother. You know what I mean? And we help. I don't know about you. I mean, I do it every day. You know, um, right on. You know what I mean? She does. She shares everything. It takes a lot to bring a child to this world, to let them live in you and take over your whole body, right? So we definitely want to honor our moms, but we also want to make sure we make room for people who cannot do that at this time because maybe their moms are not here. For some people, this is going to be their first Mother's Day without their own mother. That's going to be hard for some people. And I'm pretty sure all of us know somebody. Include them, check in on them. If y'all having dinner, invite that person over, give them a rose or something. But, be this extension of motherhood. You know what I'm saying? Look out for them. Give them the lessons of loving and caring and nurturing that somebody gave you. I'm not going to lie. I've been a recipient of a lot of this. My mother died when I was 25. So, I had a lot of women who stepped in and always included me and loved me and scolded me and told me the truth and, celebrated me and honored me. And they weren't my birth mom, but I still honor them. So on Mother's Day, family, think about people who may not have anybody to write, to send a Mother's Day card or send flowers or chocolate or go sit at their house and eat. You know how we do on Mother's Day. Remember those people. Remember those others who children are not here to honor them. You know what I mean? It takes a lot to be on this planet. It takes a lot to still be here when you have buried all of your children and you are still here. We must make sure that we honor them. So on our way uh, to celebrating our moms or our grandmamas or our daughters who are now mothers, make sure you remember the people who don't have that. Make sure you say an extra prayer for them, and make sure you go to the cemetery and put them flowers down. If you knew someone who didn't have any children, but they mothered on people while they was here, go and take them flowers. Say their name, put some flowers out for them. Because that's what the human experience is really about, that caring part of who we are as human beings. We cannot forget people. We cannot remember in joyous holidays that everybody, it's hard for them to be in the joyous moment, joyous. I don't know where this language coming from. We got to say their names and never let them die. Never let their memory go, unrecognized. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's Mother's Day. It's really, really big. One time I was in Cuba for Mother's Day, and it was a man giving every woman he ever met a flower, whether she had had a child or not, because he understood the sacredness of being a woman. Holla. You know what I mean? What that means to be able to be a sacred portal carrier. That mothering spirit, that energy of mother. That's an energy, honestly. We get to see an emotion, but it's really an energy that is happening, that we cater, that we nurture, that we love on, that we take care. I grew up around women who, if they got their kid a popsicle, they got everybody's kid a popsicle. They were splitting the popsicles in half. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They get everybody a freeze pop. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They got a brownie, they breaking the brownie in 4 pieces so everybody can get a little taste of the brownie. That's that mothering spirit. You go skating, she pulls socks out of her purse for everybody. She makes it a point to say good morning and thank you and please, and to give out those hugs and to stick with you when it's rough. To tell you the truth about yourself. That's man. Like we gotta Mother's Day is like, I'm glad we have a day, but every day, family, every day I talk to my mom. Every day. I wake up and ring the bell and say a prayer, and I talk to my mom and all of my ancestors. I talk to them all. But my mother, I reflect on her, and sometimes I just gift people stuff. I could be in the store and I see a young mother or a woman struggling to make her groceries with her kids, and I'll just pay for her groceries. That is the gift of my mother, May, to someone else. That's the impact that she showed me on mothering. That you take care of people, that you provide for people, especially in this time in our community, family. In our community, we must honor our mothers because if they had not come, if they had not made the choice to bring us through, we wouldn't even be here having this experience. You know what it's like for a child to see your mother smile down on you, like in this picture? You understand what I'm saying? Some of us don't even really understand that concept, but we got to teach people that concept by our example. So on Mother's Day, it's definitely about you honoring your mother, but don't forget all the other people who may not have had that experience. That is our job, to be the examples of our mothers, of their love, of their grace, of their gratitude, of their humbleness, of their joy, of their charity. Like all of that is mother. All of that is mother. So on this Mother's Day, family, and I'm coming to you early. I'll be live on Sunday, but sometimes we got to give each other reminders that on Mother's Day, we got to remember those people who do not have mothers, who mothers don't have mothers present, is what I'm saying. Maybe their mothers are deceased, or maybe they didn't grow up with their mom, maybe they are. So a lot of us are on this planet by ourselves. We are out here in the world making it, but we don't have that mom that you get to call, to complain to or to celebrate with or to laugh with or I used to joke at my mom. When we joke with my mother, we would call her Maybelline. My mom's name was May, but we were joking. It's her mama. She know we ain't, it was all like in a joke, but it's something to be able to do that with your mother. It's something to be able to see her smile on you. Or my mother had a way of laughing that would be so funny. My mother had a beautiful singing voice. So when I want to be close to her, I'll put on some Hawkins. You know what I'm saying? Some Clark sisters. You know what I mean? All of those are ways. Or I may put on some, Isley Brothers, because my mama loved the Isleys. You know, but on Mother's Day, family, as we celebrate all of our moms, you know, let's not forget that everybody is not going to be able to do that. Let's be considerate of it. Let's make sure we include them. Let's make sure we check on people. You know, make sure we invite people over for breakfast and lunch and dinner or something, you know. But Mother's Day is a hard day for some people. It's a hard day. And we, family, with our greatness, have a way of making people feel the warmth of mothers. See, I think of moms in these kind of hands. If you live long enough, you will get these hands. We have to remember those people with those hands. There's people right now, the caravan love, right on Khadijah. There are people right now sitting in convalescent hospitals or in homes where older people live, like maybe all together, and nobody may bring them nothing. So we have to remember, family, that there are people here that Mother's Day is not the joyous day because maybe they're missing their loved ones. You know, there are mothers who are here without their children, so they don't have a child to bring them a Mother's Day card or to flower or to take the lunch or the brunch. Or let's remember that, family. Let's remember. And I put these hands up because those are definitely some mothering hands. Those are some loving hands, some struggling hands, some I've seen a lot of things hands. So on Mother's Day, family, we got to remember that the spirit of mothering, the spirit of mothering. We live in a time where we praise everything that's woman-like, but we don't praise the woman. I don't know about y'all. My mama taught me how to pray, you know. So in this prayer, and when you say your prayers, remember those who may be having a hard time on Mother's Day. So family, I just want to take some time today and to bring that message to you, um, because I think it's just important, for us just to say it. My logo for my business is Earth Mama Healing. If you look at my logo, there's women, and these are all women. There's three of them, and their body is the earth, which is the womb. And then one of them is holding up the moon, and the other two are holding and coddling and hugging the earth. That's mother. Let's not forget that on Mother's Day, to look out for our friends, our family, our community, and celebrate, help them to celebrate and make sure that they're okay. And with that, family, have a good evening.